There is no other option for Monte McNair and the Sacramento Kings here now at this point, as last night proved. At the tandem of DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, even with his poor shooting night, the Kings have one of the most talented, top-tier, top lineups in the entire NBA. And the depth on this team just doesn't match the current expectations for what the Kings are trying to do this year. And basically, a move has to be made. Some trade, some move has to happen to beef up the depth on this team. So we're going to break down why there's no other option for the Sacramento Kings and what we saw from last night's game, which really should be a big message sent to the front office for Sacramento. But before we do, folks, again, make sure we really appreciate everyone that's tuning in the videos, checking out the vids and the comments, everything like that. Again, our goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers, and still over 84% of our viewers haven't hit the subscribe button just yet. So make sure you guys hit that sub button so you don't miss a single thing that's happening with the Sacramento Kings, because frankly, even with the loss last night, every single game has indicated to me that this Kings team is at, on the rise, on that point to really just completely, they got all the hard work done. All the hard work done is done for the Sacramento Kings team in terms of building up the talent, in terms of building in the right pieces. And now, if the right depth can get added to this roster, it's going to be essential. Because frankly, people that watched the game last night went into overtime, and there were some heroics going on for DeMar DeRozan. You had 33 points. A lot of them came in the clutch. He had a brutal first half in this game. There was a lot of emotions riding high for the Raptors, of course, with Vince Carter's getting jersey retired, but also DeMar DeRozan. Like, I cover the Raptors on YouTube as well. I'm Canadian and stuff. Basically, I know DeMar DeRozan jersey is getting retired by the Raptors, so seeing Vince Carter there, that's an emotional night. So even with everything that's going on with DeMar DeRozan here now at this point, DeMar DeRozan is out here locked in, Drake chirping on the sidelines, all of that madness, and was able to really just clutch up and have some big moments down the stretch. Whether it be mid-range jump shots, whether it be getting to the free throw line, whether it be, just baiting these younger players over the course of the game into these different, free throws and just getting his shots. DeMar DeRozan is one of the most crafty, one of the most effective stars out there in the NBA, and that is crucial to close out games. And last night had 33 points, again, on a high emotional night. He was even knocking down threes, it was 2 of 7, but, had a couple of timely 3-point shots in this game, 12 of 27, but basically, DeMar DeRozan has proven that he can be that alleviating option for De'Aaron Fox that Kings fans have been calling for years. Malik Monk has been that at times, but obviously DeMar DeRozan is just another step up in terms of Malik Monk, even though Monk can be amazing on any given night. But I don't want to understate Malik Monk by any stretch of the imagination. But DeMar DeRozan is proving that he is better than advertised when he came to Sacramento. And then obviously, De'Aaron Fox didn't have a great shooting night last night, but still was able to put up 24 points, slash and get to the rim and do different things. Had 5 steals in this one, right? You're facing off against a motivated Davion Mitchell, who, was facing off against his former team yesterday as well. So he's going to be bringing it all to De'Aaron Fox in that game. And we all know how great of a defender Davion Mitchell is, but he still had a strong performance, even with a poor shooting night. And then Domantas Sabonis, right? I feel like I don't talk about him enough out there on the channel, but 17 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists. Monte McNair needs to look at this and see that DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox, and Domantas Sabonis, right? 3 guys. Sabonis, 17, 20, and 10. DeMar, 33, 4 and 3 steals. De'Aaron Fox, 24 points in this game. 6 rebounds, 5 steals. You have 3 guys that play like that, no game should be lost. No game should be lost at any point. And, I know the Raptors had some guys play really well, like Grady Dick. RJ Barrett's been on tears lately, but basically the depth on this Kings team there needs to be some more pieces, right? Obviously, Keegan Murray had a great game, especially on the defensive end as well. He's very much improved in that area lately, even knocked down a couple threes, 16, 10, and 2, but Keon Ellis was solid off the bench as well from the eye test. Malik Monk always does his thing, but there needs to be 1 or 2 more players that Sacramento can reliably sort of bring out there on the bench and just be comfortable giving decent minutes to, because Doug McDermott, to be frank, to be coy, was getting cooked off the dribble by guys like Grady Dick, who's been awesome, right? Like 30 pieces left, right, and center lately, but getting cooked off the dribble that much by Grady Dick, in terms of on-ball defense, it was just basic straight-line drives, right? I was excited. I am still excited about Doug McDermott coming out there and being in the starting lineup, and we can talk about, the decision to start him over Keon Ellis, because, again, you don't want Doug McDermott guarding the other team's starters. No matter what the record of the other team is, you just don't want Doug McDermott guarding the other team's starters, especially on the wings out there. So, him coming off the bench, playing against bench pieces, because, guys like Jonathan Mobo or whoever Doug McDermott would have been switched on or something like that, aren't going to be able to cook him the same way, RJ Barrett's of the world, the Gritty Dicks of the world are going to be able to do on the defensive end. So you're devaluing Doug McDermott if you're playing him in those crucial sort of moments, crucial, starting lineup matchups, than if you had a Keon Ellis out there. Or obviously Kevin Huerter is going to be more naturally in that spot, but Trey Lyles is getting back into form, but again, defensively, he is still not all the way there. I still think Trey Lyles is a rotation player, but him being like the sole big man you can reliably bring off the bench just makes no sense for this team. It makes no sense. I am not saying this because this Sacramento Kings team is bad. I am not coming out here and saying moves have to be made, a teardown has to start, changes have to be made on that front because this Kings team is bad. I'm saying it because the opposite, right? Because DeMar DeRozan is proving that he is that star level player. Domantas Sabonis has continued to be that all-star caliber center, the guy who gets robbed out there from all-NBA teams and all these types of things with his ridiculous stats. De'Aaron Fox, again, there could be questions about how much he's going to needs to shoot threes and all those types of debates that always go on with De'Aaron Fox, but he is still one of the best point guards in the entire NBA. And then on a night where you're dealing with a bunch of nonsense, you need more depth pieces so you don't lose these games. And the Kings have been so good at picking up wins, picking up victories against these lower caliber teams that were games that were lost last season, right? That's just the reality of it. The Kings have come out and handled their business against the Houston Rockets of the world. The Atlanta Hawks. I'm mixing up names here now at this point. But basically, they've been able to beat the bottom feeders so far this season. The Portland Trailblazers, all these red teams getting overlapped in my head. But basically, Sacramento, right, has to come out and just figure out a way to, make some moves and be able to beef up this lineup. Jordan McLaughlin came in and, I'm rooting for this guy to be successful. He had a couple steals on Davion Mitchell, but he got cooked out there on one possession. I was really embarrassed out there in transition. It was a nice move by Mitchell, but, again, I'm not going to bash on Davion Mitchell here, but it's tough. Like, you see the holes in this roster just with the Kevin Huerter out of the lineup. Like, there needs to be more players stepped up, and whether that's, one of the Joneses, obviously Alex Len, he's played his way out of the rotation here now at this point. It is just a tough circumstance to be in right now for when you have so much talent. You have so many of the guys that the core is there. The core is there for Sacramento. It literally just hangs on Monte McNair to make a couple moves, some sneaky trades, give up some second-round picks to get some NBA caliber players that can come off the bench and be valuable for this Kings team, right? Like, no major shakeups, no Zach LaVines or Brandon Ingrams are necessary here now at this point. It is just bringing in some quality role players to come in, next man up mentality, and be able to reliably support DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, all the star players on this Kings team. So we'll see how things shake out. Obviously, this is much of a game reaction, more so calling out of Monte McNair. I'm not too worried about that loss from Sacramento, even though it was record-wise a major upset. We'll keep following the games. We'll keep breaking stuff down. But let me know what you guys think about the Sacramento Kings team in the comment section down below. You guys have the best thing as far as subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. I'm signing out. Cheers.